Good evening. My name is Eszter Babarczy. I'm from Hungary, and I wanted to be the one who undoes the illusion, but I happen to be the first one to read. So excuse me, and then also excuse my strange pronunciation, my Hungarian accent. I'm going to read in English. I read excerpts from a poem that was written in 1950 by a great Hungarian poet, and then I'm going to read from Tolstoy's Haji Murat, and in the background you're going to see a video, video images that you might know it was actually not front page, but it was in the New York Times quite a couple of days ago. This is a guy being slaughtered with some others in Bolivia, accused of making an attempt at the life of the president of Bolivia. And I used to know this guy. We went to school together. Because he's half Hungarian, so I want to talk a little bit about him. And just a few words why I chose these texts. I chose these texts because I believe the power of literature is to dissipate the illusion of one snapshot, the snapshot being the man, holding up the tanks. That's a snapshot. And I want to fill you in on the details. Okay, so first the poem. In tyranny's domain, you are the link in the chain. You stink of him through and through. The tyranny is you. Like moles in sunlight we crawl. In pitch darkness, sprawl and fidget in the closet as if it were a desert. Because where tyranny obtains, everything is in vain. The song itself, though fine, is false in every line. For he stands over you at your grave and tells you who you were, your every molecule, his to dispose and rule. And now, the excerpt from Tolstoy's short story. This is his last short story for those who don't know it, and this is considered to be a masterpiece, his late masterpiece. Haji Murat is a Chechen warrior. Who on earth is that? Said Maria Dmitrievna, stepping to the side. The moon was behind the officer, and it was only when he was practically level with them that Maria Dmitrievna saw who it was. The officer was Kamenev, who served at one time with Ivan Matveyevich, and so was known to Maria Dmitrievna. Peter Nikolaevich, she said, is that you? In person, said Kamenev. Ah, butler, how are things? Not asleep yet? Walking out with Maria Dmitrievna, are you? You look out, or you'll catch it from Ivan Matveyevich. Where is he? You can hear him, said Maria Dmitrievna, pointing to where there was a sound of singing and a bass drum. They are having a binge. Your chaps, is it? No, a column is in from Kasavjort, and they are giving them a party. Oh, a good thing. I'll get to it myself. I only want to see him for a minute. Is something up? Asked Butler. Just a small matter. Good or bad? Depends who for. It's good for us, but tough on others. And Kamenev laughed. The couple walking, and Kamenev had meanwhile reached Ivan Matveyevich's house. Kamenev called one of the Cossacks. Chikirov, here! A Don Cossack moved forward from the rest and came up to them. He was in the ordinary Don Cossack uniform, wearing knee boots and a greatcoat, and had saddlebags slung at the back of his saddle. Get it out, said Kamenev, dismounting. The Cossack also got off his horse, and from one of the saddlebags drew out a sack with something in it. Kamenev took the sack from the Cossack and put his hand in it. Shall I show you the latest then? You won't be frightened, he said, turning to Maria Dmitrievna. What is there to be afraid of? Said Maria Dmitrievna. There you are then, said Kamenev, and he pulled out a man's head and held it up in the moonlight. Do you recognize him? It was a shaven head with prominent bulges of the skull over the eyes, trimmed black beard and clipped mustache. One eye was open, the other half closed. The shaven skull was split and hacked about, and the nose covered with black clotted blood. The neck was wrapped in a bloody towel. Despite all the wounds on the head, there was in the set of the now blue lips a childish, good-natured expression. Maria Dmitrievna took one look and without a word turned and went quickly into the house. Butler could not take his eyes off the terrible head. It was the head of that same Haji Murad with whom he had recently spent his evenings having such friendly chats. How did it happen? Who killed him? Where? He asked. He tried to make a break for it and they caught him, said Kamenev, and handing the head back to the Cossack, he went into the house with Butler. He died like a real man, said Kamenev. But how did all happen? Hang on a minute. When Ivan Matveyevich comes, I'll give you all the details. That's what I've been sent for. I have got to go round all the forts and villages, showing them. Ivan Matveyevich had been sent for and came back to the house, drunk with 2 other officers, also much the worse for drink, and began embracing Kamenev. I've come to see you, said Kamenev. I've brought you the head of Haji Murad. Go on with you. Has he been killed? Yes, he tried to escape. I always said he would do us down. Where is it then? His head. Let's see it. The Cossack was called and came in with a sack containing the head. The head was taken out, and for a long time Ivan Matveyevich gazed at it with his drunken eyes. He was a fine fellow just the same, he said. Let me kiss him. He was a daredevil chap, that's a fact, said one of the officers. When they had all inspected the head, they gave it back to the Cossack. The Cossack replaced it in the sack, dropping it carefully so as not to bump it too hard on the floor. What do you do, Kamenev? Do you say something when you show it around? Asked one of the officers. But I want to kiss him, shouted Ivan Matveyevich. He gave me a sword. So that was the excerpt. And although I could not show you the bloody head of a rebel, I can show you the bloody body of more than one. And the question really is if they are heroes or they are just crazy people. And I don't want to answer this question because I think you have to answer it for yourself. Thank you.